there she is.
Yay! Here we are. Happy Friday!
Yes, happy Friday.
Yay!
Yay! We're all here.
Thank you everyone for joining us. Looks like we got some people jumping on, so that's awesome. Awesome.
My head looks a little big.
Can you bring it down a little bit?
Yeah. Go back, guys.
There we go.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Well, as most of you may we'll see, because I know we have both audiences right now. So I'm Natalie. I'm the CMO here at Pelipost, and I have Becky, our co-founder and COO here at Pelipost, and we're joined by Amanda, who is the founder of 300 Letters, and we're so happy to have her and get her insight for the holidays. Yeah. So we're going to ask them some questions and kind of get their insight on everything holidays and how it affects those incarcerated, and they both have both perspectives, so it's great. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. Yeah, we've got
Caitlin's here too.
Yeah, hi guys, I'm here. Behind the scenes as usual, but we have some great questions from our followers on Instagram. But if anything pops up for you, go ahead and drop your question in the comments. We're so excited to have this conversation, both for those who are celebrating the holidays this year with someone that they love incarcerated, and getting the perspective of what it's like on the inside.
Yes, so make sure you drop your questions in the comments, and we'll try to get to all of them. We'll start with some that were sent to us by our online followers. So we'll start with Becky. So one of the questions we had was, how do you handle family traditions when a key family member is missing from the table? My kids really notice their dad's absence during our usual celebrations.
I think the best way to do that is simply by keeping the missing person involved. Bringing up, let's, take this picture, smile for dad, wave when you're taking videos. You keep bringing up, I use dad as an example, but it could be mom or whoever. But I think the more activities you prepare with the kids, let's paint, let's color a picture for dad. Let's sit together and tell dad what it is we're doing today. How are you feeling? What would you like to say to dad today? And we don't avoid it. We, embrace whatever situation it is and try and make the best for everyone involved, especially for the children.
I agree. You got to be intentional. You got to pre-plan. If someone you love is incarcerated right now, you just have to be a little bit ahead of the game. You have to pre-plan the holidays, the activities, let the children know what's really going on, have those open, loving conversations with them, and make happy moments that they can show their loved one later. Your aunt, the dad, mama, whoever is incarcerated at that time deserves to see all the memories and deserves to feel the love and the happiness. So you just got to pre-plan. You got, have a holiday.
Especially during the holiday season, because mailrooms are crazy, and that's what we always try to tell our customers. So.
With that, you're like, remember, mailroom is crazy. At mail time for a parent, an aunt, a friend, anyone that's incarcerated that's our time. That's our time to shine.
Yeah.
I can't stress that enough. Mail time. Oh my goodness, you count down in your head the minutes. So yes.
Yeah, literally.
Awesome. All right. So next question we have is, do you think it makes our loved ones on the inside feel bad when they see photos of the moments at home? I don't want to make it worse because he's not here. We'll let you take that one, Amanda.
I feel that you love your loved one loves you, and embracing that happiness and showing that you're surviving and being able to be happy, because when you're incarcerated, you don't have any control over anything. You have no control, and you can't contribute to much, your love, like your energy, your intention, that's all we have. So recording those happy moments and letting us know that you're happy and that you're alive and thriving is critical for us to survive in prison. We need it because if you're unwell or unhappy, then that's going to just make the time horrible for a person incarcerated. And you know that your loved one loves you. You love your loved one, you know? This is an experience. This doesn't define your relationship and your love. So you got to keep it alive.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
We had a comment. I'm going to just read it really quick. My husband's in federal prison system and they are not allowed to receive Christmas cards. So we get printer paper and
kids make him a card.
Oh, and the kids make him a card. So that's cute. That's really
Beautiful.
good. That's awesome.
Yeah. Another comment from Randy. Photos are a great part of rehabilitation and it helps stop recidivism too.
Definitely.
Yes, most definitely, because that's what keeps us going when we're inside. To me, I wanted to add on that question of seeing our loved ones enjoy themselves. I want to see my family making it. I want to see my family having fun. I want to see my family enjoying life. I do not want to be responsible for them being miserable or not enjoying life. So any pictures that I would see, my son's graduation, my mom and dad celebrating with him, different things like that, it filled my soul with so much joy knowing that although I was missing it, I was in there taking care of what I had to take care of. I was where I was supposed to be. They're supposed to be, and they're supposed to be enjoying themselves. They didn't do anything wrong. They're there. Life goes on for them, and I couldn't have stressed enough. I want you to go. I want you to enjoy yourself, and that's exactly it. And don't be afraid to show joy to your loved ones. And I suggested this once, a couple years ago, but I want to suggest it again because it's something that someone did for me and I loved it. And they would sit around a table and they would get like a whiteboard, and everyone around the table would make a message for me, like, "Hey girl, what's up?" And then they would take a picture, and then Caitlin would say, "I miss you, I love you," and then she would take a picture, and then my friend would send me the packet of pictures, and it was like if I was sitting at that table, because we didn't get videos, or back in my time, we didn't get videos or visits like that. So it was just photos. But photos can speak.
They speak.
So, yeah. So that's a good idea, that maybe with the Thanksgiving coming up and you're sitting around the table, to know that you're not hiding the fact that I'm incarcerated and you want the family to share and send me some messages, that's going to bring me joy.
It just kind of tells them, like, we didn't forget about you.
Right.
We intentionally, like you said, intentionally took this picture for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing I think you've told us before too is, sending pictures. It doesn't even have to be of you, but maybe of the Christmas lights that you saw, really cool Christmas lights, the Christmas tree, because you guys like to decorate, and also, if they allow you to. So kind of those types of things bring warmth, inside there where you usually don't. So pictures of just things like that, right?
Yeah, everything Christmassy or anything different. Like for Halloween, I was doing some orders here and I was seeing, oh my goodness, so many pumpkin patches, and people have the right things. We live through photos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's how we get to continue, This is what they're doing out here now. Exactly.
Our extension to you. Mm-hmm. So please, don't feel guilty of sharing that happiness, because we need that happiness. We're trying to create our own. When you're in that environment, when you're in prison, you need to create everything. Like, you have to get creative, and create it with your friends and just everyone you're around. So having that extension to the family is like, okay, I can enjoy some holidays in here too with my friends because my family's doing it, and it's what's needed. It's what's needed to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, those pictures are a push.
Yeah, and I would say even adding to that with like the vibrant colors, like in a photo, like beautiful, like that kind of just bring you joy. I think receiving a nice like photo of nice colors, bright colors, I mean, definitely affect your mood, I would hope, so that would be something I would suggest for our viewers too.
Every postcard, every letter, still, I have a whole entire area, my husband and I, just designated to all prison stuff, all prison content. That it, and it's like, wow, look how much we communicated and shared, and you're forced to communicate in a different way. And it just shows you that much more love. Like, okay, I'm this valued because
I love that.
all this was shared through this through writing and through photos and through cards. Like I'm still loved, and that's important.
Definitely important. So that's awesome. So I think that kind of leads to the next question we got was, what are some creative gift ideas that are actually allowed in facilities? I'm always worried about sending something that might get rejected. We'll let Becky go with this one.
Pro.
Well, I was in a state facility, and they didn't really allow much. But with quarterly packages, they would allow, like your special cream, your special shampoo, toiletries, anything you could utilize inside there that brought you home.
Those are luxuries.
Yes. Oh, they are luxuries with what they give you. Those little soaps and all this. So if you could have like shower gels sent in, whatever they allow, special cream, special face cream. Wow.
It may not seem like the gift we're used to on the outside, but that is like the ultimate gift on the inside.
Right.
Other girls and you smell good, they're like, what is that? And you're like,
you feel all good.
Herb. You're like, and then they value, you squirt it because you have to wait 3 months before you could get more. But one good question though, now that I'm thinking about, I'm answering it as a woman incarcerated. Mm-hmm. I really don't know what we would send men. Maybe you have any ideas.
So during the holidays, what did I send my husband? We were in a federal facility. So and at that time they were still allowing photos and postcards from like Walgreens. Like if I found anything in Walgreens or Target that's like would scream to me or had a picture of a penguin, because I would just call him a penguin every so I was able to send it to him during that time. But that was really it. More personalized things is important during the holidays. Like your words, maybe if you draw something, even if you're not that good at drawing, like something that's more personalized. And then of course the extra, like how Becky said, whatever's allowed on the commissary or what you can buy, a little extra, because during the holidays we're having holiday parties. Even in prison we're celebrating, we're having holiday parties, we're listening to music, we're making the most of it. So sending a little extras for the potlucks and making sure that we get them in the spirit too, because like I shared with Becky one time, like when I was incarcerated, I didn't want to celebrate anything. I just when I first got there, I was like, I'm not taking photos, I'm not celebrating anything. And I'm so grateful to the women while I was there that pushed me to take the photos and to celebrate the holidays, because we made the best of it and we were able to like celebrate that joy together. So yeah, just embrace your loved one and have them, even if they're right now while they're incarcerated, just remind them like this is just one little chapter, so make the best of it while you're there, and just embrace it with your friends.
Definitely. I think while you were talking that someone actually had a cool comment that I haven't even heard of before, but I guess there's a website where you can creates a comic book out of you and your couple. So that's pretty cool, and it creates a whole storyline. So that'd be cool if you want to drop that link for
so yeah, cool.
And most federal prisons only accept books, so that's a good. Mhm.
Yeah. For us, for the organization, if any of our mamas have or our caregivers have anyone that's incarcerated, we usually in the federal prison, it is only usually a book that's allowed. So very true. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, when you say, I do have a question, sorry.
Okay,
This
no,
is
go
work related, but when you say they only accept books, you mean, because we ship to all the federal prisons, they allow our photos, they allow our greeting cards because we print specially on paper that is not cardstock.
Yeah.
We print our cards here, so we've agreed to not use cardstock. So they allow, I mean, I'm not going to say 100%, but I will say at least in the 90s, they'll allow our pictures and deliver pictures, not paper. And if there are some that do deliver paper, then we have customers that let us know, and we try and call them and let them know we guarantee the safety. We print them here. So please reach out, because if we can help, we're here to help.
Yeah, you guys are amazing. I share that all the time because you will get those pictures in there.
Oh.
Those pictures and those cards are getting in through Pelipost. So it's gonna
Good. Well, I know you guys touched on this next question a little bit, but someone asked, what is Christmas actually like on the inside? Is it a day just like any other day, or do they do anything to make it special?
Well, there was music, there was twerking, there was Oreos, there was cheesecake. We had a whole party. So it is not a regular day. Everyone is planning. Everyone is, what are we making? And I couldn't make any food in the microwave. I'm not good at that. I can cook for real, but what magic? What sorcery is happening right now? A whole cheesecake, a whole Oreo pie just for me? And I was pregnant, so I would tell the girls, what do you need to make me a Oreo cake? And they're like, get this, this, and this. I'm like, what? Out of those items? Cream cheese? Okay, whatever. And that thing was amazing. So we would plan for the holidays, for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, and we made the best of what we had. And just when you're incarcerated, you are so creative. Your creativity comes out, your intentionality, like you really tap into your creative mode. And I embraced it all around me, because the things that you do and create and build while you're incarcerated, and the amount that you absorb too, it's like, wow, you didn't even know you were capable of it. So it's not regular. It is.
You
Yeah.
decorate.
Yeah.
You learn how to make decorations with toilet paper. You try not to get in trouble, but you make garland. You just, I think it's so beautiful because you learn to appreciate. You learn to appreciate the beauty that you create, but also that you're in charge. You are in charge of making yourself happy and learning how to appreciate that people around you are really trying to make this enjoyable for you. And then you just let loose, and you're like you say, you're dancing, you're creating. I think we even made menudo one time. And
How?
That's impressive.
But the noodles, we ordered a can of hominy.
That's next level.
Yeah.
Now it's like, and we didn't even have a microwave. We had the little steamer thing. Yeah.
We had,
Oh my God.
I think I'm showing off my age, but yeah, we had to cook it with one of those tool things.
Oh my God.
But it was just beautiful. Let's sit down and make the menu. Let's sit down and see what you're going to bring, It's not, let alone what we have to deal with, some others who want to put us down for being in there. That's whatever to them. But us in there, we're going to bring us up. we're not going to bring us down. We're going to, help bring us up. So yeah,
That's really nice.
In the same position right now, right? So why try to control something that we can't?
no.
We can't. We need to embrace each other, what we can bring, our happiness together, like create that joy amongst each other. That's what we have to do, and that's just what we do, and that's what we did.
And that kept us going.
I go to the prison every other week, and I see the girls like just doing it, doing it. And no one wants to. Everyone thinks when I have this conversation, like, oh my goodness, if it were me, I would have died. And I'm like, no, you wouldn't have. I promise you, you wouldn't have. 1 in 3 people have a background. We have, this is a very common experience in the US. Our country's just done a really good job at suppressing it and acting like, oh, it's, it's those people, only bad people. No, everyone makes mistakes. Everybody. So now that we're, in that situation, we got to make the best out of it.
Absolutely. I was incarcerated the week before my birthday. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, what a horrible birthday it's going to be. And all of a sudden, people, 1 week I've been in there, and they created this pretty card, and then they passed it around and had people sign it. And they color with pencil. And
Yeah.
I'm like, who does this?
You're like, what?
That's where it started. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
You guys created your own little community support group.
that is, it's your own family.
I got there and I just went to my top bunk and cried for I don't know how many hours. I woke up and my locker was full of little shampoo items. And I was like, why, who gave, like, had, and they're like, we just all dropped something off just to let you know, you're not alone. We all felt like this out here. And that made me cry. And I was like, wow, embracing each other, because that's all we're all we have at that time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
great.
It makes a huge impact. And I think that's comforting for the loved ones on the outside to know that you do still get a little bit of joy. You can do things to make it special. It doesn't have to be a sad day.
Yeah.
You can still
Some normalcy,
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And on one note is, not everybody has contact with family members. Not everybody gets mail. Not everybody gets photos. But if I got photos, I sure the heck would have a little like, oh, look at you guys. And we would share the joy and look at this. And so it wouldn't just bring me happiness. I would share that happiness with everyone. And it was important.
Yeah, I love that. You're so right, Becky.
Yeah.
Not had that connection to someone outside.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, that's great. All right. Well, one of our next questions is kind of going to hit on the children-parent relationship. So how did you explain to young children why their parent couldn't be home for Christmas? I'm struggling with this conversation. Amanda, what would you say?
oh, that's a rough one. Because when I went to prison, my oldest son was 6. And so I had to have this conversation with him before I went in. And all I can say is having the conversation is the most important part. Being transparent and being real with your child, because sometimes we don't think that they can understand so much, and then we hide things from them, and then that builds that resentment and frustration for them. So definitely be open with your child, and have a conversation that it doesn't have to be directly centered around incarceration, but just that a parent's going to be away for a little bit, and explain how you guys are going to do things together and how you can make the best out of it together, because them leaving a child in the dark and in the unknown is hurtful. Like, we don't like when it's done to us as adults. So we don't want to do that to our babies, especially that they trust and confide in us, and they're going to lean on us a little bit more now with the other parent away. So be transparent. What I did when I went away is I had the conversation with my oldest. I told him I'm going to be away for a little bit, and then I used to make a drawing and send it back, and then he would write on that same drawing, and then we had something that was connected to each other. Like, we would send each other the same piece of paper back and forth. And then when I got home, my husband was gone now. He was gone for the holidays. So we're like, we're almost there. Daddy's almost coming back. You know, he's almost here. And then we're just going to have an even bigger party and more gifts. And it's like, yes, more gifts. Because that's what kids are looking forward to. You know, that's what they do. But you have to be open and loving and have those open-hearted conversations just centered around love and understanding.
I think honesty, yes, is the most important thing. I mean, to me is, of course, Joseph was in college already when I was incarcerated, so I didn't have to have the conversation, but I related to conversations that I used to have with him. He was very little when I was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and every year, as often as I could, I talked with him about it. I prepared him for, this could be Mom's last year. I'm going to write here, remember this, remember that. But confronting it, it's the same type of situation. I'm not going to hide. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to, I'm going to prepare you, and I'm going to make sure that the facts. And it got to a point where every year, this could be Mom's last year, and this could be Mom's last year. And he will tell you, because the doctor told me I would not see him turn 5, and he is 35. Yes. So, praise God on that one. But he got to a point where it was like going into middle school, and I was sitting down having the same little talk, and he's like, Mom,
relax.
I already know Every year you've told me the same thing. You're still here. You don't have to tell me anymore. I know. And we joke about it now because, yes, I am still here. But being able to now joke about it is a blessing, but I would have never done it differently except being honest and open with my child. And facing it.
I agree. You're incredible, Becky.
Oh.
I'm so happy.
You guys are fighters, both of you.
Yes. She's a badass. Yup.
You both are.
All right. Well, speaking into that, what helped you stay emotionally strong during the holidays when you were incarcerated? I want to better understand what my brother is going through.
I was pregnant, so that was rough. Emotionally strong and pregnant were two things that I know that would be able to coexist. I journaled a lot. That's how I stayed, really, really connected to myself, was journaling. I called home every day. So I had to stay connected to the loved ones, and just having those conversations with my loved ones at home, connecting to them and just sharing a little bit of my day with them, whatever it was, the track, going and, doing some exercise, starting a new book, my job. I had the weirdest job. So what do you call it? Like you had to, it's like something with the bathrooms and the sewage thing, and I was like, ill. Yeah, I got yeah.
Oh my gosh, I give you that.
The only job that was open, so they were like, don't worry, we'll bring you in, but you won't have to do any of the sewage stuff. I would just sit in the truck and be like, disgusting. So I had to stay busy. Really staying busy was key. Like having that job, staying busy, reading, writing, really figuring out what was going to work for me. And then that way I can relate it back to my loved ones. That's what kept me emotionally strong. And just the Bible too, building my spirituality and just prayer one day at a time. That was key.
Just quickly on that note is I actually said to myself, I am incarcerated for a reason. You never know what the reason is, but I am here for a reason. I embraced every class, every seminars they offered. I took a 13-week program that was called Houses of Healing. That program, please, people, if you're listening to that, if you hear Houses of Healing, saves your life. It goes into who you are, why you are. And I just said, I am going to open up and take everything in that this lesson is trying to teach me, you know, and just sign up for everything you can sign up. Keep busy, family, and keeping busy. That's
How you do time. Don't let the time do you.
right.
Like, choose what you're going to do. You can't control.
Absolutely.
So you decide what you're going to learn, what you're going to put into your body, what you're going to think of, because that's all you can do.
One thing I was going to add to the Houses of Healing a little bit to touch on that, because I think that does connect kind of what you do is a therapy, right?
Yes.
It's kind of, it's therapeutic, it's therapy, and that's something that we want, we wish they did more of, I think, in all facilities.
Oh, yeah.
But if it's available, you know, encourage your loved ones to do it, because it did make an impact. It does, you know, and it's difficult, right, to go through.
It is very difficult to, in 1 minute, it takes you back to what, like, mine dealt with trauma that I encountered when I was a child. And you don't realize how that affects your life as an adult. And it goes deep, but you find out why you are who you are and why you make certain choices, you know, and some of it, you know, comes back to that trauma that you faced when you were 4 years old or 5 years old. And without going too deep into it, but it is simply amazing what the program does for you, and a lot of meditation and a lot of stuff. So I write to them and I tell them, I love you for what you did for me, because it's amazing.
It's not a lot of facilities are set up where they have services that are prioritizing mental health and our well-being. And
California did.
Majority of people that have experienced incarceration have experienced childhood trauma.
Absolutely.
So I can attest to that too. So that's something to definitely pursue while you're incarcerated. Focus on your mental health and healing. So when you do get back home and you're ready to just create the life that you want to live, you are healed from those old traumas that maybe are definitely have impacted us and into the decisions, to the life that we have. And that way 300 Letters will support you on your healing journey home during your with mental health, with coaching, personal development, with connecting the dots, with doing that. So I'm that's incredible that you were able to do that, Becky, because my facility didn't have anything like that.
Yeah.
I was blessed with that.
Our counselors didn't care. They didn't talk to you about much. If you were trying to pursue different things, like, you had to figure that out on your own.
If the facility your loved one is in has programs, please encourage them to take them, because I was in California and they had so much help that I utilized it all.
Is on a different thing when it comes to incarceration and caring about, that impact on the individual and the family. They have so many more resources, and they're just prioritizing that incarceration experience so that when people get home, because 99% of people do return home, they are more readily available to take on this reentry in the most positive way possible. That's what it's about. We don't want people to experience incarceration and then go back. That's not the goal. We want to heal them while they're there. But California is one of those good states.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. Good stuff. Shout out to
Yeah, definitely. One other thing I did want to touch on before we wrap it up was one thing kind of that we wanted to really touch on with maybe your followers, our followers, is how often for you, Amanda, did you send to your husband, on a weekly basis, monthly basis? Because we feel like we do see a pattern with our customers. Yeah. And we try to encourage them to send more, to stay connected a little more often, because some people do kind of send once here and there, or people get busy.
I wish I could put my husband on this call right now. Every 2 days, 3 days,
Nice.
Twice a week, I would send him stuff. It could be literally 2 pictures. It could be any card. Oh, just thinking of you, love you, anything.
Yeah.
Like, I just sense a lot. That communication was all we had.
Yeah.
So I had to let him know, you know, I still love you. I'm here. Like, this is what we're doing. This is what me and the boys are up to. So as possibly can, as much as your time allows, and also, you know, your mind space allows to, like, whatever you can do for your loved one that's there, go ahead, spam them. They love it.
Yeah, it makes a difference, right? It's not too much.
Never.
Never
no
too
such
much.
thing.
It's never too much.
There's no too much. Spam them. They're gonna love it.
Yeah, because I mean, one thing we are experiencing is the digital, you know, now everyone's doing video visits and things like that, you know, but we do still feel like people still want that physical and tangible, like letter or photo, right?
Video visit is just what's, you know, we had video visit when I was incarcerated. That was in 2016. And I didn't even care too much about the video visit. Like, I mean, I used it, but it was the letters, the mail, the pictures, being able to hold on to it and look at it and read it whenever I wanted to. That's what kept me going. That's literally what kept me going. With that,
Up on the bunk. Yeah.
Yes. Someone even just said just hearing your name called at mail call.
Yeah.
Like, just that feeling.
It's like you won the lottery.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just something to look forward to.
exactly. That's something to do in the middle of the day. Like, you know, hey, what's up? You know, so those video calls are a little long too. So if you don't have much, it's like you can't screenshot them either. You can't save the pictures of the person's face. So you need to send pictures. Send everything.
Yeah. Yes.
Aw.
I agree.
Yes. It never gets old.
Yeah, so we have Vanessa Rose. Grown men have all admitted that hearing their name called excites them each and every time. It doesn't get old for them.
Yes, we know
They're
that.
going off when they're
It's true.
and their name keeps getting called. They're like, yep, that's
Yeah,
me.
that's me.
Yes. Really.
I got it like that. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I think this was a great discussion. I hope we do it again soon. So,
I love my Pelipost family. You
yes,
guys.
Yes. We love our 300 letters spam.
yes. And if Amanda, if you want to tell everybody, I know if anyone's local in Miami about your event.
Yes.
Yes, we have an event this Sunday in Miami Beach, the Kipton Surf Comber. It's our last wellness fundraiser of the year. And what we do is bring awareness and we raise funds, but we enjoy an amazing wellness morning in honor of families healing from an incarceration experience. So what 300 Letters does is our mission is to end the intergenerational cycle of incarceration. So by providing emotional support and resources and being your extended family, we really heal from this experience together as one, as a community. So this event is in honor of that. And yeah, it's this Sunday. So if any local, DM me and I will get you some tickets.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, that's amazing. We're excited that we're going to have a presence there. And so Pelipost will have some freebies at the event. Our South correspondent, Leslie Ann, will be there,
Yes.
so representing us. So
Great.
have some fun and maybe join a good workout. So
Yeah,
thank
It'll
you
be
for having us.
fun.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. You have a good weekend.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.